Bold visionaries, transport yourself to 1980, a world of neon legwarmers, clunky typewriters, and a tiny startup named Apple, barely a whisper in a tech jungle ruled by giants. Could a daring $100 bet on its stock have rewritten your entire existence? Imagine that modest sum exploding into a fortune so colossal it could buy you a private island, launch a space venture, or cement your family's legacy for centuries, all from a single, audacious leap of faith in two dreamers tinkering in a garage. What if that choice to back Apple's fledgling vision, before iPhones, Macs, or AI, turned you into a multimillionaire, sipping champagne on a yacht while the world bows to Apple's trillion-dollar empire? But brace yourself, would that windfall have demanded nerves of steel, surviving heart-stopping market crashes, betrayals, and moments where every instinct screamed to abandon ship? Could you have clung to that stock through decades of chaos, when naysayers swore Apple was a sinking relic, doomed to fade into obscurity? Are you ready to dive into this electrifying what-if saga, uncover the staggering math behind that $100 gamble, and unlock the secrets to spotting the next world-shaking titan before it conquers the globe? Buckle up, because this high-stakes journey through wealth, risk, and relentless vision will ignite your hunger to seize your own financial destiny and reshape the future. Sharp investors, let's catapult back to December 1980, when Apple was a scrappy upstart, not a global juggernaut, and ask, how could a mere $100 investment in its stock ignite a financial supernova that reshapes your life? On that fateful day, Apple went public at $22 per share, meaning your $100 could have snagged about 4.5 shares in a company led by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, two visionaries betting on personal computers to revolutionize humanity's future. The stock market back then was a gritty battlefield, no trading apps, no Twitter hype, just cold calls to brokers and raw gut instinct, making Apple a bold, risky underdog against titans like IBM and Xerox. Through stock splits, 7:1 in 1987, 2:1 in 2000, 2:1 in 2005, 7:1 in 2014, 4:1 in 2020, and reinvested dividends, those 4.5 shares would multiply into a staggering 10,080 shares by 2025, potentially worth over $4 million at $400 per share. But holding through 45 years wasn't a cakewalk. You'd face the 1987 Black Monday crash, Apple's near death in the 90s, and Steve Jobs' dramatic ousting, each threatening to crush your dreams. Could you have seen past the chaos, trusting Apple's relentless innovation to birth the iPod, iPhone, and beyond, while skeptics mocked its every stumble? Picture the stakes. One decision in 1980 could have made you a millionaire, or left you with nothing but regret if fear won. Are you ready to trace this wild ride and uncover what it takes to turn pocket change into a fortune? Smash that like button, flood the comments with your boldest investment predictions, and let's hunt for the next game changer together. Fearless trailblazers, let's dive into the dazzling possibilities of what over $4 million from that $100 Apple bet in 1980 could buy you in 2025, a fortune that could redefine your life, your legacy, and the world around you. With Apple's stock splitting multiple times, 7:1 in 1987, 2:1 in 2000, 2:1 in 2005, 7:1 in 2014, 4:1 in 2020, your 4.5 shares would balloon into 10,080 shares, valued at roughly $4 to $5 million at $400 to $500 per share, enough to snatch a Manhattan penthouse with skyline views or a sprawling villa in Tuscany. Picture a fleet of custom Teslas in your garage, a private jet to zip you to Tokyo for sushi, or a yacht to host star-studded parties under Mediterranean stars, all with millions left to spare. You could launch a startup to rival Neuralink, fund a Hollywood blockbuster to rival Marvel, or build hospitals in remote regions, etching your name in history as a global changemaker. But wealth isn't just about toys, it's about freedom, freedom to ditch the 9 to 5, travel the world, or live off dividends while pursuing passions that light your soul on fire. Would you have splurged on a life of unrelenting luxury, poured your fortune into world-shaking innovations, or played it safe, guarding your wealth against an uncertain future? This isn't just about money, it's about the power to sculpt your destiny and leave an indelible mark on humanity. Could you handle the weight of that power, or would it overwhelm you, tempting you to squander it all? Drop your wildest wealth fantasies in the comments, smash that like button, and let's dream bigger than ever together. Daring risk takers, don't be seduced by the glitter of millions. Turning that $100 into a fortune with Apple was a brutal, soul-testing odyssey through a gauntlet of crashes, betrayals, and near catastrophes that would have broken most investors. The 1987 Black Monday crash obliterated 20% of the market in a single day, with Apple's stock reeling, pushing you to the edge of panic as brokers screamed to sell before it was too late. In the 90s, Apple stared death in the face, its stock cratering to a split-adjusted 25 cents as Microsoft's Windows empire dominated and analysts penned Apple's epitaph, "Could you have held on, believing in a miracle?" Steve Jobs' 1985 ousting unleashed chaos, with product flops like the Newton and Lisa tanking morale and stock value, tempting you to cut losses as investors fled in droves. The dot-com bust of 2000 and the 2008 financial crisis each hacked Apple's stock by over 50%, turning your paper millions into a gut-wrenching roller coaster of hope and despair, with every headline testing your resolve. Would you have endured the psychological torment of watching your wealth evaporate, only to soar again with the iPod's debut, the iPhone's revolution, and Apple's AI-driven future? This wasn't a game for the timid. It demanded unshakable grit, a prophet's vision, and the courage to defy a world shouting, "Give up." Could you have faced that fire and emerged a millionaire, or would fear have stolen your shot at glory? Visionary mavericks, Apple's epic journey from a $100 bet to a multi-million-dollar empire isn't just a thrilling tale, it's a blazing blueprint for spotting the next big thing and riding it to unimaginable wealth, if you've got the guts to hold on. Lesson 1. Chase visionaries like Steve Jobs, who saw computers not as cold machines but as extensions of human creativity, daring to topple giants like IBM and Microsoft with a relentless dream. Lesson 2. Play the long game. Apple's stock took decades to skyrocket, weathering crashes, flops, and skeptics, rewarding only those who trusted innovation over fleeting panic. Lesson 3. Diversify wisely. While Apple was a golden ticket, balancing it with other bets could have shielded you from the market's savage swings, keeping your wealth intact. Today, could you spot the next Apple in AI pioneers like XAI, green tech innovators, or space explorers like SpaceX, placing a $100 bet that could reshape the future? But here's the trap: for every Apple, there are countless Enrons, failed dreams that lure the reckless and burn the unprepared. Can you sharpen your instincts to pick winners and sidestep disasters? This saga screams a timeless truth: wealth isn't a lottery, it's forged by vision, forged by grit, and forged by the courage to act when the world hesitates. Will you claim that power today? Are you ready to hunt the next titan, or will you let fear chain you to the sidelines, forever haunted by what-ifs? Unstoppable dreamers, we've torn through the heart-pounding what-if of investing $100 in Apple in 1980, a bold gamble that could have transformed pocket change into a multi-million-dollar empire, unlocking a life of luxury, freedom, and world-shaking impact. This isn't just a tale of stocks and dollars, it's a blazing call to action, to hunt the next Apple, to grip your vision through chaos, and to act with the courage to forge your own destiny. Will you scour today's markets for the next titan, AI, space, green tech, placing a $100 bet that could catapult you to millions, or will you cower, haunted by the ghosts of missed opportunities? The future is a wide-open vault, and your next move could unlock unimaginable wealth, or lock you in regret for a lifetime. Flood the comments with your fiercest investment picks, your wildest dreams of wealth, and the what-if scenarios you want us to unravel next. Smash that like button, subscribe to fuel our relentless quest for game-changing truths, hit the bell to never miss a chance at greatness. Keep dreaming, keep daring, and stay unbreakable in the pursuit of your financial empire.